Street Stock School, Episode 1, Welcome to Street Stock School, where we'll break down dirt racing one lesson at a time. Whether you are a brand new fan, thinking about getting behind the wheel, or just want to understand what you are watching on Friday or Saturday night, this series is for you. What is a street stock? Street stock cars are also known as hobby stock, factory stock, pure stock, and other names depending on what particular track you're at racing. Remember that the name doesn't tell you the rules. Two tracks may both have a street stock class, but one might require nearly stock engines while another allows aftermarket suspension, racing transmissions, and much more. Always read each track's rulebook before building or buying a car for it. If you've ever watched dirt track racing, you've probably heard the announcer say, "Next up, the street stocks." But what exactly is a street stock, and why is this class so popular? That is what we're going to talk about in this episode. The history of street stock racing has its roots in the early days of stock car racing. Decades ago, racers literally took everyday cars off the street, removed everything they didn't need, added safety equipment like a roll cage, and headed to the local dirt track. That is where the name street stock came from. They were actual street cars. Over the years, racing became more competitive. Modern street stocks are much safer and better built than those early cars. While many still use production-style bodies and engines, most are purpose-built race cars designed specifically for dirt track competition. Even though today's cars aren't driven to the track like they were years ago, the class has stayed true to its roots by remaining one of the most affordable and accessible divisions in dirt racing. Why does the street stock class exist? Every form of racing needs an entry point. Street stocks were created to give new drivers a place to learn without the enormous cost of higher divisions like late models or modifieds. The class focuses on teaching drivers the fundamentals of racing while keeping costs as reasonable as possible. It also gives fans close, competitive racing because the cars are often very evenly matched. For many racers, street stock is the first step toward bigger and faster classes. For others, it is a way to enjoy racing each weekend on a limited budget. Who races street stocks? One of the best things about street stock racing is the variety of people you'll find in the pits. You'll see young drivers just beginning their racing careers. You'll find experienced veterans who have raced for decades and simply enjoy the competition. Some racers move down from faster classes because they want to race for fun without spending as much money. Others race with their sons, daughters, spouses, or friends, making it a true family sport. Many professional dirt racers began their careers in street stocks, learning the skills that eventually helped them reach the top levels of the sport. Why is street stock the best class to learn dirt racing? This is probably my favorite thing about the class. Street stock teaches you the fundamentals. You'll learn about weight transfer, tire management, throttle control, braking, racing lines, and reading changing track conditions. You'll also learn how to communicate handling problems to your crew so they can make adjustments. These are exactly the same principles used in modifieds, super stocks, and late models. The cars may become faster, the technology more advanced, and the budgets much larger, but the basics never change. If you understand how a street stock works, you'll have a much better understanding of every other dirt racing class. That is why I like to think of street stock racing as the fundamentals class of dirt racing. What you'll learn in this series over the coming episodes will break down every major part of these race cars. We'll talk about engines, suspensions, tires, weight transfer, setup changes, race strategy, track conditions, driver techniques, and much more. My goal is to explain everything in plain English so that anyone can understand it, even if you've never been to a dirt track before. By the end of this series, you'll watch a street stock race with a completely different perspective. You'll understand why drivers choose certain lines, why crews make setup changes, and why one car can suddenly become faster than another as the track changes throughout the night. Final thought: street stock racing isn't just an entry-level class. It is where racers build the foundation they'll use throughout their entire careers. Whether your dream is to race one day or simply become a more knowledgeable fan, there is no better place to start. In our next episode, we'll take a complete walk around a street stock race car and explain what every major part does and why it is important. Thanks for watching Street Stock School. If you enjoyed this episode and want to learn more about dirt racing, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next lesson.